You know, you mentioned a name that I would love to discuss for a bit. I'm noticing a lot of black folks who used to hate Charleston White are now agreeing with a lot of what he says. And I say that because I just interviewed a guy yesterday on my show who has been on my show in the past. And 2 years ago, he literally told me he wants to beat the shit out of Charleston White. If I see Charleston White, I'm going to whoop his ass. He's a piece of shit, this, and that. Well, yesterday we talked and I brought up Charleston White and I said, where do you stand with him today? And he totally surprised me. He says, I've been completely wrong about Charleston White. Most of the shit he was saying that I was mad at ended up being true. What do you think about that?
Dude, only thing about Charleston White that is, I'm going to say kind of fucked up, is the delivery. But I understand his delivery. Okay? He has to deliver it in a fucked up way to get their attention. Okay? He comes off as raw and as disrespectful as they do. I can't do what he does the way he does it because I have a different perspective. I agree with a lot of what he says, but I'm not trying to get into tussles with no young ass niggas behind my opinion. Okay, my opinion as a grown ass man would never change because I'm come from a different operating system. But I stand with Charleston White on a lot of things that he says. I can't stand with him on the way that he says it. He's an antagonist. Okay, he's an antagonist, and sometimes an antagonist you will be mad at them first, but then you realize, if when you pull away from it and back up, hey, that dude did have a point. That is some true shit. But because he said it so foul, you mad at what he said, how he said it, not what he said. And that's the part with the message that it makes it a little difficult for some people to swallow. You're never mad at what he said. You're more pissed off at how he said it. And that's where he and I differ.
Right. And that's exactly what Homeboy said. He said he understands that he had to come out with the bullshit to get people to pay attention. Told this before. I interviewed Charleston White back in 2019, before the pandemic, before he was even blown up, before all the Nipsey Hussle stuff, before he started going crazy. And the Charleston White I talked to in 2019 isn't the Charleston White that we see on YouTube. He was a more mellow. He had a point, and I contacted him in the first place because I came across him on Facebook, and I was like, dude, this dude is saying some good shit, but then along the lines, he started adding the BS to it, and it kind of made it hard. But I think even now, as I look back, man, I have to say I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, bro. But like you said, the delivery isn't there, but I agree with a lot of the shit he says now.
Yeah. He's almost like a little hip-hop Trump.
Right?
Like a hip-hop Trump to a lot of people. I mean, he said some fucked up shit, but the motherfucker got a point on some shit. Okay? Unlike Trump, sometimes, Trump says some fucked up shit, and he may have a point on some things, and that's just how it goes. But again, he's not afraid to speak out and go against the shit. And, these little niggas ain't never had their ass whooped. They ain't never had nobody tell them no. And I tell you what, in most cases, they probably never heard the phrase, wait till I tell your daddy, or wait till your daddy get home. They probably never heard that phrase in their life. I'm going to tell your daddy. Wait till your daddy get home. Okay? Because you don't know, these last few years, a lot of dads was missing in action, whether it be drugs, jail, or just wasn't there. I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but a lot of them have not had that experience. And they don't know what it is to have to check in with their daddy. See, they check into the hood because the daddy ain't there to check them. They're not checking in with their daddies. I had to check in with my daddy. My son got to check in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Out of respect. Hey, man, what's happening with you? Where you think you going? You handle your business? If you walk out your mama's house and then handle your business like you're supposed to, and I'm not saying all mamas, but some mamas ain't. Some mamas don't have that same third appeal that the daddy has. And it makes you feel like you're a bigger man than what you really are. Take that same attitude to the streets. No fighting skills. Somebody give you a rusty ass gun. Now you think you're a real big man. And your buddies is back there letting off, as they call it, and y'all just hoping ain't nobody get hit. That's why so many bullets get shot. They ain't trying to really, most cases, they ain't trying to shoot nobody. They trying to show off. I ain't saying all, in most, okay? Most cases, they just want to show off. I mean, we don't let that motherfucker up. Are you dead? How many people y'all shoot? Nobody? Okay? They wasn't trying to get a murder beef or attempted murder beef in most cases. And sometimes people that get hit on accident, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people they shooting at, they ain't even scared, ain't scraped them yet. The victims, because the bullets don't, once they miss the person that they were aimed at, they don't turn back around. They keep on going through a window, through a door, through a slide of the playground, through a car window, and kids and babies get hit and grandmamas get hit who had nothing to do with that shit. And I'm willing to bet you most of them people, them 9 people, were people that had nothing to do with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that's really fucked up.
Yeah. You know, I would love to jump into our bit where where I give you a lyric from a song and you just break it down. I really like this thing that we do here. So I'm going to give you a lyric from one of the greatest, Tupac. We're going to be using a lot of his lyrics, man, because he has so many of them. But this one is from a great song, one of the songs that introduced us to Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby. And it's a simple line, man, opening line. It goes like this. I see Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. Damn shame, the girl can hardly spell her name. Talk to me about Brenda's baby and what that line specifically brings up in your head.
Brenda got a baby, Brenda's baby, where the baby daddy at? Exactly. Brenda got the baby, where the baby daddy. Okay? And I'm not saying all daddies are Bill Cosby or Huxtable or whatever, but at least they got some kind of balance. And in some cases, man, you know, it could be, it's definitely, as my daddy would say, more than a notion. When you're incentivized by the government to have babies in some cases, and that's a source of income for 18 years, whether it be from the daddy or from the government. It's a way of get inexpensive housing that creates a fucking trend that has been in some cases generational. And you live here and you go to school here, and whatever these activities are in these particular housing situations or the school system, that becomes a cycle. And that cycle gets hard to break, man. That cycle gets hard to break. And in most cases, especially as we all know, back in the 60s, only way you got these benefits if there was no man in the house. So yeah, Brenda got a baby, but what a baby daddy.
Yeah, that's what I thought myself, man. You know, this was one of Pac's first singles, and from what I understand, he got a lot of pushback from the label on releasing that song as one of the first songs to represent him. Obviously, as a label, they wanted more party, crunked up song, you know, but they thought it was too slow and too deep for a first single. Pac fought it, and, you know, the song ended up being a classic, a hit to what we know today. But from a record label's perspective, or a person who's been in the industry,